Okay. So good evening, everyone. Can you just put it in the chat box? Am I audible? Great, great. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Great to see so many enthusiastic people. Okay. Yes, yes. Good evening. Good evening. Audible, audible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Okay. Start the journey. Good to go. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So today what we are going to see, just let me just put this slightly here. Okay. So it doesn't come in between, and just I'll move. And please do not put up your hands. If you have put up your hands, just lower that, because that's distracts my screen actually. And that is the reason I'm saying it. Okay. So I would just request everyone to put down their hands. Okay. So if anyone has put up their hands, please put down lower your hands. Okay. I'll just mute all. Give me a second so that no one is disturbed as well. Yes. Okay. Okay. Fine. Good to go. Okay. So good evening once again, everyone. Okay. So I welcome you all to this module 2, that is recognizing risk, being safe, and preventing child sexual abuse. The next session, that is tomorrow's session, is on drug awareness. I would request everyone to be there today or tomorrow as well. Okay, because that is the third module that we will be completing. Okay, and just give me a second. Yes. So recognizing risk, being safe, and preventing child sexual abuse. That's the module 2 that we'll be checking into. Okay. So you all have got yesterday all the details, like how you need to proceed and get ahead with this. Okay. So all the details I have already shared with you all, how you need to conduct. I have given you the manuals. You can just check the manuals. What are the teacher notes? What exactly are the things? Okay. And so I believe you people have got into the details, and just give me a second, Mr. Ajay. Okay. Remove permission talk. Okay. 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 So order, we'll continue with our, so on this module, we'll find that adolescence is a phase when boys and girls like to experiment with different things, their looks, style, friends, drugs, gadgets, and so on. So this is an age when they like to indulge in activities and behaviors that could involve risk, as it gives them a thrill and adrenaline rush. They are also vulnerable as they lack the information and maturity to make proper decisions. The focus of the module is to familiarize the students with some risky situations that are prevalent so that they can handle them properly and protect themselves. Okay, this is what the session is for. This is what the modules is for. The objective, 60 minutes, as I told you all, the objectives of by the end of the sessions, the students will have, like, they will know how to identify risks in certain situations and home in their neighborhood. Okay, to exercise assertiveness skills. Okay, especially refusal skills, to demonstrate appropriate decision making skills, to understand and identify and know the difference in safe touch and unsafe touch, to feel empowered, establish ownership over their known bodies, to recall and understand some smart ways to keep oneself safe, as well as to know what to do if they find themselves in a dangerous situation. Okay, so these are the objectives we will be achieving at the end of the session. That's it. Now, the next thing is that life skills use here also the same, that is the critical thinking. Okay, value clarification, effective communication, decision making, and self-awareness. Additional materials required for the teachers. Okay, a box of bag to put risky situations. So this is what is required. Okay, you will see that in practical, or paper of faces. Okay, printed sheet containing the risky situations. Yesterday you must have seen that we have shown the graphs, okay? Grow, glow, and that chart. Okay, so you must have observed one thing, that while the trainer, what she does was she hide it and later on she opened it. Okay, so in case if you do not have that kind of facility, you can just write it on the board, blackboard or the green board, whatever the board is available, you can put that. Okay, or even the whiteboard, so you can note that down. So we have to use the minimalistic thing, whatever those are available, made in rural area also. So that is the beauty of this program. So that is the reason, like, no presentation, no PPT, nothing is required. Okay, so you can use all the minimalistic things, those are easily available and you can conduct those sessions. Okay, so that's it. Next, what is the advanced preparation that is required for the teacher? The teacher is to tear or cut sheet of papers into squares. Annexure 4, you can see for that. Okay, and the list of risky situations are given, and prepare one square piece of paper of each situation. Okay, fold each square piece of paper in half and place them into the box or bag before the activity begins. If you feel there is too much to write up on the board, prepare it in advance, writing up some sections of information text or large pieces of paper. Okay, these can be taped to wall or board when required and appropriate. The information text or large pieces of paper can be kept and used again multiple times when the same session is conducted again for other students. Okay, so teacher can prepare a chart poster indicating smart ways to keep yourself safe and can be used to conclude the session. So here what it means is that you can use this, all this, whatever, once you have that chart, once you have that, you can reuse the same ones. Okay, so you can have this for every session, you can use that and till the time that you are, this condition is so that you can utilize them. Okay, so first session, the session is, like, you can see the time is also mentioned in the right side corner. The same things all are repeated in the manual everywhere. Okay, so first session is risk and handling risky situations. So brainstorming, here it is done. Okay, and the brainstorming is, just give me a second. Yeah, I'm unable to see. Okay, so the brainstorming, the teacher greets the students and informs them of the activity that we conducted, called risk and handling risky situations. Okay, teacher introduces the word risk, asks them what does it mean them when they hear or read this word. So making them understand, like, what does risk mean. Okay, note all the responses on the board. Teacher can also refer to popular advertisements on TV related to taking risks in order to start a conversation with the students. Okay, teacher provides a definition of the risk. The teacher proceeds by emphasizing that while risk provides a sense of thrill and adventure, they also put children and young adults in a vulnerable position. Risk, the definition of the risk is a possibility of something dangerous or unpleasant happening. Okay, that's how we introduce it. Okay, next is sometimes the damage or injury to the body. So when you put in ourselves, that's what, so in a vulnerable position, when if you are into a risk, okay, so that may put you into a vulnerable position, as well as sometimes the damage or injury to the body and may be irreversible. That's what we explain to the children. For example, riding on a two-wheeler at a fast speed, okay, with no helmet and along busy road with many other cars and trucks. So teacher concludes by informing the student that in next activity, they will become familiar with some vulnerable or risky situations happening around them and will learn some ways to handle them appropriately. Okay, so that's how we'll be explaining them. Now, understanding refusal skills. Teacher should explain that peer pressure is often difficult to deal with, and that this is a way to remember how to say no in challenging situations. Okay, teacher writes on board and reads aloud the following, and that is nice. Nice is the word. Okay, so N stands for, that's what we how we tell them. N stands for no. Say no. You do not need, you should not say maybe or later on. You should not say, not to use that word. So say no. No means no. That's it. Okay. I. Use I statements like I am not interested or I don't like it. So you should use that word. Third thing is change the subject or location if you are still feeling pressurized. So that's what they are told. Okay. E stands for exit. Leave the area or situation if you don't like it. So remember this word nice. Okay. N stands for no. Okay. I stands for the I statements that they need to always give. Like I don't like it. Not like my mother doesn't like, or my father doesn't want me to, or maybe my something else, other kind of reason. So instead, they should use I statement because those are more powerful statements to say no. That is the reason. Okay. Change the subject or location if they are still feeling pressurized. Okay. Just change the topic or the C stands for that and E stands for exit. If they cannot, they just need to leave that area. That's what it is required. Yes. So note for the teacher, before the session has commenced, the teacher must refer annexure for risky situations and all. So you just need to go through this. Okay. And once this is done for each piece of paper, this is all about the activity that we will be conducting. Okay. The title of the game is passing the parcel. Okay. Teacher instructs the students to either sit or stand in a circle. Teacher explains them the game to the students by stating that when the music is switched on, okay, so if there is no provision of music, or you can use your mobile phone for the music. Okay, if you are carrying it, you can use that mobile phone. If you don't want, you can just start clapping. They ask them to get clap because other peoples will be clapping, and when the clap stop, or she herself can do, anyone who's the trainer, you ask, like she will be doing the clapping, and once the clap stops, it stops. Okay, so you can do that both ways. So if there is no music, don't worry, you can do like that also. Okay, so yeah, as I said, slow clapping hands up by the teacher. The box or bag should be passed from one student to another in one direction. When the music stops or clapping of hands is stopped, the student who is holding the box of bag, square pieces of papers are into that. Okay, so you just need to take out the box, like take out the paper, okay, and just read it aloud for everyone to hear, and then proceed to give response to that situation. Other students are teacher may add information or give different viewpoint after the student has said his or her response to the situation. Okay, so it will be a word or it will be a situation. Okay, teacher then collects the square pieces of paper from the student and keeps it safely. Then the game starts again in same direction by handing over the box or bag to the next students. Continue this game till the square pieces of the paper with written text have been answered. Okay. Fifth point, teacher concludes the session by emphasizing that this game provides an opportunity for students to recognize certain risks involved in everyday situations. Teacher informs the students that by using thinking and good communication skills, each student can gain the skills to handle these situations with confidence as well as protect themselves from becoming a victim to personal threats. Okay, so we have seen the theory part. Okay, so this is just a note to the teacher. If a student lacks the reading skills to recite text on the paper piece, the teacher should intervene and assist student in a way that does not embarrass the students. Look, this one thing I would like to tell you, everyone is here, is that we are here for motivating, understanding, and feeling, and we should be sensitive about that. Like child, if like no child should feel embarrassed. Okay, so whenever during our sessions, if someone is not understanding or has answered in a funny way, just tell them that, okay, cool, it happens. Okay, so we need to be that sensitive. Okay, so that the student or any of the student, one who is answering, doesn't get embarrassed. Okay, or is not able to read, is not able to speak. Maybe some students will not, they will say, okay, but they can't remember once they start speaking. So let it be. Not an issue. Take your time. Just ask him or help him in that. Okay. So, or you can complete his sentence. You mean to say this? You mean to say like that? So we should be like that. Okay. So guide the students to recognize the risk involved in each situation. Teacher can use their hands to clap if other sources of music are not available. If the room is not big enough to form a circle, let the students sit or stand as they are normally do, and let the box or bag be passed from one to other row. Okay, do not hold long discussions over each written text found on the square piece of paper. Only short and crisp responses are required. You remember we have to be very time abiding. Okay, so teacher may have to help the students with techniques of saying no. Please refer to Annexure 5 for these techniques. Okay, so you'll come to know all this. Okay, so let's go ahead with the video. We'll just share again. Give me a second.
What are drugs?
Cure for medical purposes.
If it's an unhealthy habit, it's going to be handling and understanding emotion.
And what is peer pressure? What violence actually means?
Violence is meant to bully someone.
Navchetna, a new consciousness on life skills and drug education for school children. Objectives. By the end of the session, students will be able, first, to identify risks in certain situations at home and in their neighborhood. Second, to exercise assertiveness skills, especially refusal skills. Third, to demonstrate appropriate decision-making skills. Fourth, to understand, identify and know the difference in safe touch and unsafe touch. Fifth, to feel empowered and establish ownership over their own bodies. Sixth, to recall and understand some smart ways to keep oneself safe, as well as know what to do if they find themselves in a dangerous situation.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you all. Please sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. And today we will be doing a session. The topic of the day will be risky situations. How do you understand what is risk? How do you save yourself from risky situations? Particularly, how do you prevent a risky situation which is related to child sexual abuse? Okay, shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. When I say the word risk, R-I-S-K, what do you understand by that?
My meaning of danger.
It means danger. Okay.
Ma'am, problems.
Risk, danger and problems. Okay.
Ma'am, difficulty.
Risk means you do any activity or you face any situation which is unpleasant and dangerous. Okay. Unpleasant means you are not comfortable, you don't like it. There is something inside you which says, no, this is not right. Right. And it can cause you harm or danger. So, the problems, the difficulties which you mentioned are right, but that is because it is a danger giving potential danger that you can suffer. Sometimes the risk can give a danger which cannot even be reversed. That means you may suffer something which is irreversible. Alright. So, it could be exciting, it could be thrilling, it could be adventurous, but at the same time you are unsure of the result, except for the joy and the thrill of the moment. So, can you give me any example of that?
When we drive a car, so without safety when we drive, so it is unsafe and we have a risk for any incident caused here.
Excellent answer, very good answer, excellent. Like when you are driving a two-wheeler or a motorcycle, you see these advertisements on television, they go fast, they go speeding and then they suddenly brake or they reach the top of the mountain and they are going to fall along the cliff and then there is a warning. Don't do it because these are only skilled drivers that are doing it. So, she gave a lovely answer. So, riding a bike is thrilling but dangerous. What about smoking a cigarette? How thrilling is that?
Ma'am, it is risky.
Why is it risky?
Because it causes bad things to our body.
Right. Again a very good answer. See, some things, okay, maybe you style a hairstyle. Is that risky? It's fun. You have a mushroom hairstyle or you have pigtails or you have a bald cut. है ना? Is that risky? It's thrilling, but is that risky? It's not risky because your hair will grow back again. So it doesn't mean everything thrilling is risky. It means something that can cause you harm, and it means some harms cannot be reversed. That is the meaning of risk. Okay? So like smoking or having anything to do with a speed driving, or let's say beating up somebody for the thrill of it. A new boy is joined, he's short and you don't like him, so let's bash him up. Is that risky for anybody, or is it just fun?
Ma'am, it's risky.
For whom?
Ma'am, for the guys who beat up the little guy.
Is it risky for the people who beat up, or is it risky for the person who got beaten up?
Ma'am, who is beating the little guy? He can get in trouble.
Okay, so she's got a wonderful perspective. So risk can be not only the person who does it or receives the pain, but for both the people, because it is risky for the person who executed that beating up. He can get rusticated, or he can be left away from the marks or exams, and teacher may scold him, right? So you can spoil your reputation. So risk is therefore two ways, and it can be, sometimes cannot be undone. All right. So in the next few in this hour, let's say, or the next few minutes, we will learn how to decipher, distinguish, recognize what are risky situations and what are just thrills or teenage situations which can be for the fun of it, and how do you avoid it. The best way to avoid it is by saying no, right? You should not get into risky situations. We talked about preventing or avoiding them, so that is our first step. But it's not easy to say no, right? It's not easy to say no. You have peer pressure, you have friends, and you want to be in, you don't want to be out, right? So how do you say no? I'll give you a very simple, easy to remember formula. It's called NICE. This is how to say no, okay? NICE. N means you have to say no emphatically. You don't say, okay, let me think about it, okay, maybe I'll do it later, not now. So if you give those half answers, then your friend or the person who's wanting you to get into that situation may not understand clearly, and he may come back again requesting you to, like we took the example of beating up the child, he might want you to say, acha chalo, not today, let's do it tomorrow. But when you say clearly, N-O, no, okay, so this is the correct answer. You do not say maybe, you do not say later, okay, be very clear. The next one you say, again very emphatically, I do not want to do it. I do not like it. I am not interested. Use the word I again and again. That means you are emphasizing that I do not want to do it, not somebody else. So you're again emphasizing that you are not interested. Then comes the word C. C means still if the person is not understanding, you change the subject. So it's a very easy thing to do and very effective. Change the topic. You can say, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the laboratory or the science experiment. Okay, let's talk about the new museum that has come in town. So you change the topic. So you're diverting attention from a risky topic to a safer topic. But sometimes they will still not understand. Then you have only one choice. You move out of the situation, which means exit. Leave that place, leave that location, go away. It is not worth being there because it is dangerous. Okay, so remember, simple, N-I-C-E. Easy to remember? Nice? Yes. Say nice. Say nice. Nice. Now let's see how we can use it and how we can actually understand a few risky situations, for which we will be playing a lovely game. Who likes games? I love games. I like to see that. So we'll have a group of students here. You'll make a circle or a semicircle. I will give you, it's called passing the parcel. So there is a parcel and it is passing from person to person. We will play the music. You keep passing. We stop the music. Whichever student, whichever child has that tin in his hand will open it, take out a slip of paper, read it and respond in your own way to it. Other students are welcome to respond after that student has spoken. First, the person who has the chit will respond, and then you all can join hands and give your responses. Okay? So, we will understand the situations as they come along. Once the response is over, again we continue the game and the next child will continue to play. Okay? So, there are 6 such slips inside it. Are you all willing to start? Yes. Great. I want about 8 people. Raise your hands and we will pick up. Okay, let us take one from each bench. One child from here. Anybody one. One person come here, one from here, one from there. Let us have 6 people here. One or anyone, yes. One green shirt, one red shirt, one yellow shirt. Come. Okay, clear? So, the slips are inside this. Alright, just face a little bit this side. Yes, so that everybody can see you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, you will hold this. Okay, hold it. You will give it to him. Who will give it to him? Who will give it to him? Okay, so you are going to start the game, right? I am going to tap. When I stop tapping, begin. 1, 2, 3, begin. Okay, so you got it. Let's see what, and you can pick anyone. What's the number? Read it. 1. Okay, read it out. Open it.
You are returning from school one day and you meet somebody at the market. He requests you to deliver a packet to his friend who stays some distance away. He says that he has to take care of other urgent work. He offers to pay you for the task. What will you do?
Alright, so somebody meets you and is offering you something which is not yours, and he's also offering you money. What will you do? Tell me. Is there a risk in this?
Yes,
what is the
ma'am.
situation? What is the risk?
Ma'am, you can get kidnapped.
Okay, with the parcel?
No, ma'am, to the person you are taking, to the person you are giving parcel.
Okay.
And ma'am, taking gifts or taking parcel things from strangers is very risky.
Okay, and
because
why
you
is that
don't know.
risky?
Because we don't know that what's in the parcel.
Absolutely right. You don't know what he's put inside it. It could be dangerous substance.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. How would you respond? Will you take it? Not take it? What will you do?
Ma'am, I will try to avoid the situation. Ma'am, like you said that nice. Ma'am, I will use that, and ma'am, I will say him that I have some other urgent work. You can ask someone else.
Excellent answer. Very good answer. Come on. Now, we'll continue the game. Okay? Shall I begin again? Okay.
A group of students from your class want to leave the class during school hours and go with them to the movies and generally hang out after that. What will you do?
Okay, so what is the situation? Your friends are telling you, let's go out, bunk karte hain, let's miss class. It happens often, no? You get tempted, no? When there's a nice movie or there's a lovely new restaurant open or you are hungry and they say, we will miss class. So what is the risk in this? You tell me what's the risk?
Ma'am, is this risk? Ma'am, we were rusticated from the school because we bunked the school.
Yes, you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
get, the
Ma'am, we
principal
bunked
can
the
throw
school.
you out of the school.
Yes, ma'am, because we bunk our classes during school times.
And you might lose your lessons also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any other risk?
The risk is the loss of studies.
The loss of studies, very good. So how will you handle that situation? How will you avoid the situation? What will you do?
I will say nice to avoid this situation, and I did not agree with this situation. I disagree with this situation, and I told the teacher whose period is this.
Okay, you'll tell the teacher and you'll say no, and I don't want to go.
Yes,
so you'll
ma'am.
use N, you will use I, and you will
Nice.
also tell the teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent answer. Very good
Thank
answer.
you,
Very
ma'am.
good answer. Okay, shall we continue the game? Okay, I'm beginning to clap again.
You have recently shifted from a different state and are looking out to make new friends. You start interacting with a group that hang around the park. Slowly you find out the sum of injured and substance use. What will you do?
So she says somebody is shifted. Sometimes you have people coming in your classes, no? New students come, they join from other states or other schools, they get transferred, right? So what is the situation? There's a new student and that person is wanting to make new friends. So what does the group do? What is the nature of this group that they join? The students are hanging out. That means they are going outside and trying out. Yeah, so they are friends, but they are not the kind of friends that you will want to be associated with, because they are trying different substances which are harmful. Okay, they are using substances, there are like drugs, etc., which may be harmful. Okay, so what is the risk? Is it having a friend which is the risk, or is it the friend's nature and habit which is the risk?
We have to make good friends, and
These friends are not so good, they are risky friends because they are using other substances which you don't want to use. So, do you know that these substances can be harmful? So, some substances can be harmful, and that is why this situation is risky, because you do not know what they are using or tasting, and they are missing class to do that. So, that is the risk. And how will you avoid this risk? You can stop being friends with them, and you can use the word NICE. Okay? So, just because you made friends doesn't mean you have to stay friends with them. You can always change your friends, and you will still be liked by other people. So, let's continue the game. Yes, you.
You are your close friend are in the market. It is festival time and the market is very crowded. Suddenly your friend decides to steal some article from a shop and wants you to help him her with it. What will you do?
Okay, so where have you all gone with your friend? You've gone to a
market.
Market. A market is always fun, no? Markets and malls are good fun, no? Nice new things, lots of things, attractive things. And what does a friend want to do?
Steal it.
Oh, so he's not buying it, he wants to steal it. Stealing
Yes.
means taking something which is not yours without permission, without payment. That's the meaning of stealing.
And it's also a risk.
It's also a risk. Why is it a risk?
Because we are taking that stuff without paying money to the shopkeeper to take it.
Right? So, it is a risky thing to steal, even whether you get caught or you don't get caught. Now, it's a friend, how will you avoid that?
Just telling him to don't do this thing. You will get you're doing bad stuff. Then if you get caught, they will take to your. They will tell you to take us to your mother, and the shopkeeper will tell their parents.
Very nice. And you can also use the word see. Change the location or change the situation, and you go somewhere else. We say no, let's leave this. Let's go and buy an ice cream or something. Alright? So, very good answer. You can tell the mother, you can guide you. That's a true friend. Now, you've been a true friend. I like that answer. Very good. Now, let's continue the game. Okay? Okay?
You are traveling by bus or train to another city. A co-passenger whom you have just met offers you something to eat. What will you do?
Oh, I'm hungry. Will you eat it? When you're traveling, you feel hungry, no? The moment we sit in a bus and train, we feel hungry, no? Suddenly, even if you have had breakfast. Now you're hungry and somebody is giving you food. Let's see, that is the situation. What would your response to be about that? What would be the risk in that?
this is.
Is there a risk in that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the risk?
The risk is because he was the stranger, and we don't have to take food and other things to
From
the
a
stranger.
Very good. And why is that?
And because when he was also give us poison on this food.
Yeah, he can give you poison, he can give you harmful things, he can give you something which makes you sleep, and then you can get lost, and he can take you away, and anything can happen. So bad things can happen when you're not conscious or when you've taken something away from somebody, right?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
other risk by eating something unknown? Yes.
Ma'am, or they can sell us to everyone else.
Oh yeah, that's a very, very serious risk, okay? So you can get trafficked, or somebody else can take you away, if not the same person, and you can be in even more danger, alright? So, but best is to avoid these kind of situations. How? What will you do? What would you do? How would you avoid it? Continue, tell me what will be your response?
By saying no or
Don't
nice.
say no, loudly, clearly?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
no. How will you say
Loudly.
no? Loudly and clearly.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't want it. You use N, you use I.
C
Absolutely
and E.
clearly. N and I don't want it.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to change your train, you don't have to change your bus, but you just use the word N and I till that person understands. Okay? I think we've got one more situation. Slip. Alright? I'm going to continue the game. I'm beginning to clap.
are waiting for a bus at a bus stand. A person for your neighborhood rides by and sees you there. He is not your friend but offers you a lift. What will you do?
Oh, have you ever faced this? You're getting late, you're standing at, you just missed your bus, the van is already gone, but you need to reach in time, your parents were busy, there was an emergency at home, so you need to go to school and you're getting late, and somebody gives you a lift. Who has happened, kiske saath hua hai, how has faced this situation? Any one of you? No. What is this risky?
Yes,
you're getting
ma'am.
late, it would be nice if you can go early.
No, ma'am, it
Oh.
will risky.
What is the risk?
Ma'am, because we do not know the person who gave the lift, and he.
He can take you somewhere else other than school.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's why it's risky. When you don't know the person, it is a risk to go with someone unknown.
Yes,
so as you
ma'am.
said, he can take you to any other place, which is the place may be dangerous and
Yes,
the
ma'am.
person may do dangerous things. Very good answer. So how do you avoid it?
Ma'am, we say no, I do not want lift.
Good. Never mind if you get late. Teacher will scold you a little bit. She make you stand outside the class, but that is okay. But don't take a lift from a stranger. You may not reach the school at all. So very good answer. So all our answers are covered. Yes. All were risky situations. Yes. Right? And you understood. Come and sit down now. Okay, come. Now that you're smarter, you'll notice that something is not correct. A strange place, strange food, strange person, and you do not entertain or you do not listen to such people because they can lead you to wrong places. Okay, so at least now you know what is risky and what is not risky. Alright, so once you know the risky, we will also learn a little later how to be smart and how to protect yourself if you get into that situation. Okay, so we will learn more how to sharpen your thinking and how to say a clear no or firm, which is called refusing. How you refuse somebody without being impolite. But there are lovely tricks and we will learn that in the next session. Clear? Did you all understand anything? Yes. Good.
Okay. Okay. So how many of you have relate this activities? Because instead of giving lecture, like telling them all those things and just making it interactive, how many of you feel that it will really work miracles? Yes? Yes. Like this activity. Yes, the reason behind that, why the scare tactics, what we see is that what not works in our first session. Yeah. So all these things are not going to work, but if we involve the children and make this activity, they will learn and that will have a bigger and long-term impact. But we need to understand one thing, and that is like you all, like this has to be done quarterly. Okay, so that is the reason why your role as a volunteer, as a teacher, as a counselor will become more predominant. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, okay. So let's go for the next session. That is the second session. Okay, that is safe touch versus unsafe touch. And we are hearing on like lots of things happening around us. Okay, we see that, okay, unpleasant things and many other like that touches our heart as well. Okay, when kids go through this, so that is the reason that this is also a very important activity. So this session is meant to educate students on how to identify difference between a touch that is acceptable and touch that is unacceptable, so that students can have a foundation for recognizing and protecting themselves from harm. The teacher asks students whether touch by another human being is safe or unsafe, or can it be both? Teacher can ask students to write their answers and provide examples of their responses to safe or unsafe touch in their notebooks. Okay, the teacher requests the students to share some of their ideas or thoughts on touch by another human being, safe, unsafe, or both. The teacher writes 2 columns on board, one heading that safe touch, that is titled safe, and the other heading that is unsafe. In each column under the headings, outline briefly the list of examples provided by the students. Okay. Note for the teacher, it should be noted that students that gestures that are traditionally normal or safe can become unsafe. For example, if a handshake is prolonged for some reason or the grip is too tight, it is unsafe. Again, if a hug becomes too forceful or their hands are groping, caressing, it is unsafe. Another example is if a kiss is prolonged or involves biting, it becomes unsafe. Touches that are normal when they are light and brief become unsafe when they are prolonged, are forceful, or hurt. Okay, so this is what we need to keep in mind. Second session, safe touches versus unsafe touches. You can see like 7 minutes. Okay, so all this have the minutes, also the time constraints. Okay, when the activity is completed, teacher should be clear in explaining that touch can be safe and unsafe. Signs of unsafe touch: it hurts you, it makes you feel uncomfortable, nervous, or scared. It is in the area that is covered by your underwear, chest, genital areas for girls, and typically genital areas for boys. Someone touches you where you do not want to be touched. If someone forces you to touch him or her. If someone threatens to hurt you, if you tell anyone or forces you to keep it secret. If someone offers you gifts to trick you or motivate you to do or consent to something inappropriate. Okay. So additional information for the teacher to share the students. Unsafe touch is often committed by people that a person will know. Those involved in doing acts of unsafe touch can be wide-ranging ages. Any adult, strangers, or people you know, including family members, who touches you inappropriately is not okay. Even if they are in a position of power, well-liked, a family member, and known by many other people. Teachers should also explain to students that girl students are at higher risk of sexual abuse. However, both girls and boys are at a risk, and that they are at an age in which experience of risk is high. Okay, so the teacher reads aloud a series of possible situations. The teacher requests the students to discuss whether or not they are safe or unsafe. If they are unsafe situations, students should think and suggest what they should do. Okay, situation 1. Your friend gives you a high five when he sees you during lunchtime. Safe or unsafe? So you will be asking that question. Situation 2. You meet a student at school and you two shake hands. Safe or unsafe? Okay, so situation 3. A staff member of the school brings you to a secluded area and asks you to touch him. Safe or unsafe? Yeah, you people can also answer. Yes. So situation 4. Your mom and dad hug you with love and affection. Safe or unsafe? Okay. Situation 5. An adult knows your name, tries to grab your hand to bring you into their vehicle, stating that they are bringing you home today. Safe or unsafe touch? Grabbing your hand. Okay, so anything forceful is unsafe. Okay, so 6. Your teacher taps you on the back and wishes you a safe journey. Safe or unsafe touch? Situation 7. Someone you do not know at the park attempts to touch you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. That's what it is. Okay, so let's go with the video. Just give me a second.
Now, in the next few minutes or the next session, we'll learn even more smart things, right? But when do you use it? What is good? What is not good? That also needs to be understood. And sometimes we think it's good. We don't even know it's bad. So, we're going to understand something about good touch, bad touch, or what we call safe touch and unsafe touch. Anybody of any age can be harmful. Any kind of touch can be harmful. So, let us understand the difference between safe touching and bad touching. What is the meaning of touching? Touch yourself. So everybody is touching your own self. We are not going to talk about own touch, we are going to talk about someone else touching you. So if I touch you, or you touch me, or she touches me, or he touches me, so a second person touching you is what we are going to discuss. It could be a stranger, it could be a known person, it could be a regular person, or it could be somebody completely not in your daily life. Okay? But when they touch you, what is a good touch? What is a bad touch? How do you feel unsafe when it's an inappropriate touch, if I may put it that way? The word is inappropriate. Let's think about that. Shall we just write down, think a little for a minute, open a notebook, because I can see everybody is very studious here. You were taking so many notes. So let's write down a few situations of good, safe touch. Let's say 3 situations, okay? And 3 situations of not so good, that means bad or inappropriate or unsafe, which makes you feel uncomfortable, uneasy and a little unsure. So look for, think about, imagine and recall anything that makes you think of a not comfortable touch. Write it down and then we'll capture it on the board. Also good touch, not only bad touches, we are going to talk about all kinds of. But remember, another person touching you. Looks like everybody is sincere in their work. Okay, so let's see what kind of answers we are getting. Clear? Okay, shall I begin? Yes. I am going to make 2 columns, huh? Safe touch, and we are going to talk about unsafe touch. Can everybody see the board? Okay, clear? Handwriting is clear? Okay, all right. Who wants to answer? Raise your hand, otherwise I'll choose the person. Okay, all right, you. First bench.
When a mother pats her back because of proudness.
Okay, so shall we put it in which column? Safe?
Ma'am, safe touch.
Very good. So your mother pats your back because she is proud of you. Okay, I'm going to write just simple words. Okay, excellent. Somebody from the next row.
Teacher touching the students.
For what? Touching student for what? Is she patting you? Is she scolding you? Is she beating you?
She's patting you.
She's beating you?
Patting you.
Patting you? Why is she patting you?
Of proudness, and the student is good at studies.
And if she's beating you?
It's a bad touch.
But sometimes teachers, parents, grandparents like to check their children who are going out of line. Okay, so it can be both. So yes, so I'll go back to your answer. When the teacher is proud of you, it's a good touch. Okay, so the same way as the mother did it, teacher also is proud. She's happy at your answer, and this becomes a good touch. Okay, next row. Yeah, something unsafe. Can you give me anything unsafe?
Some people unnecessary touch our body.
Does that happen in the house, in the park? Where does it happen? School, bathroom, corridor, lonely places in the mall.
It's a crowd place.
Crowded
in a
place
market.
also.
In a market.
It's true. It doesn't have to be lonely place. And how do you know that it is touching, that touch is bad? How do you feel it? Why do you say that?
We feel that the intention of the person is wrong.
So excellent. I'm going to write that down. Okay. So, and is it a stranger? Or is it a known person? Or it can be anyone?
Stranger.
Stranger also? Yes. And can it be a known person also?
Known person will not touch our body unnecessary.
Okay. So a stranger touching your body unnecessarily. Okay. I'm going to write this down. Stranger touches your body. You use the word unnecessarily. I like that. So if you've gone to a doctor and the doctor is examining you, the doctor can be male or female. So that is a touching the body. The nurse is touching you, she's giving you an injection. That is a necessary touch. So your word is very correct. Unnecessary touch, unfriendly touch. Okay? Just because giving an injection is pinching you, that is not a bad touch. That is for your good. So the intention, you use 2 wonderful words, necessary and intention. I like those two words, right? Necessary means what? You need to get it done, right? Intention means why are you doing it? You know, unfortunately, sometimes what happens is the same gesture, traditionally or normally, commonly, which is good, like patting we saw, all right? Patting by teacher, patting by mother, patting by father, patting by uncle. Anybody, any relative which is known to you, who is fond of you, you're young, they're old. It can be older, it can be younger, it can be any age. But you realize that it is, the touch is going on for too long. The touch is going into places which are making you uncomfortable. Maybe I'm hugging you. So the hug is too tight. I hug you lightly, I open my arms, finished. Very good girl. I pat you, shabash, well done, I leave it, light touch. But when I pat you and I don't let go and I start feeling you, groping you longer than necessary, that's a bad touch. I shake your hands, how are you, well done, but I don't let go of your hand. I hold it tighter, I increase my pressure, I make your hand stay in mine, I pull you towards me, that is bad touch. Even older people, young people, they just quickly kiss you on the head or on the hand, on the cheek. Kissing on the cheek is just affection. Come here, grandchild, I'm kissing you. But if that kiss becomes long and it's pressured, then you just recoil. No, I don't want it. You yourself will pull back. And this is both for boys as well as for girls. Girls, yes, they are more susceptible to danger of bad touch, but even young boys, your age children of any gender, whether it's boys or girls, can be exposed to unsafe behavior from people. Okay? So remember, you have a right to protest. You have a right to reject that touch. All right? We've got this answer. Anybody else wants to answer?
When the stranger touch you in crowd and you are feeling uncomfortable, it signifies that was a unsafe touch.
Okay. So a stranger has no business to touch you. It's a good answer. Hai na? If he's pushing you to get into a bus, that is different. But then that touch will be short. It's crowded. He wants to go first in the queue and he pushes you away. Right? We'll take one more example last. Yes, this middle cell.
Safe. When relative touch you by saying well done or you are doing good work.
Okay. He wants to answer. Yes. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, if someone touches us at our private parts.
Private parts. All right. So we've got this answer. Okay, great. I'm going to write this down because two people have told me this. Okay. So touching your, whether it is stranger or known person. Okay, I have one more question to you. Is that a stranger touching your private parts or is it a known person touching your private parts?
Ma'am, it is not important that who is touching, ma'am, it is important and what are their intentions.
Very good answer. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. All right. So it can be, remember, beware, not just strangers. He said strangers in markets, crowded places, shops. It can also be known people. And that is our real danger. That is our smartness, by understanding or trying to understand the intention behind that touch. Now, he's not written it, I'm a bad person, I want to harm you. There is no game like that. There is no board, there is no sign. So how will you know it? Which is the bad place to touch? How do you know it? Is this bad? Is this bad? Is this bad? We don't know. So let's see, first of all, what is bad touch, what is good touch, or rather which place is bad touch. So you spoke about so many situations, we've got them, some unsafe, some safe, and some of you repeated them, right? So let's read a few more situations which are called bad touch and which are called not bad or good touch, okay? And neutral ones you already know, right? I'm going to read some aloud. Shall I do that? First sign is, it hurts you. That touch is hurting you, it's harder, it's clinging, and you feel uncomfortable. It makes you nervous, sometimes even scared. And you know why you're scared? It could be scared of being caught, it could be scared of somebody knowing about it, or it could be scared because that person can harm you more. So in any kind of scare, You're the one who's scared and that person is not scared. So it's not good. It is an area that is covered by your underwear, chest, genital area for girls, and typically genital area for boys. So for girls it is chest plus genital areas, for boys it is genital areas. Someone touches you where you do not want to be touched. You just go back, you recoil. Automatically you pull back. That means you don't like to be touched there. Okay? Someone forces you to touch them. This is the worst part. You get touched and someone forces you to touch them. That is also bad touch. Someone threatens to hurt you. If you tell anyone, they will blackmail you. If you tell, I'll beat you, I'll take away your books, I'll go and tell that you failed, you didn't go to class, they might blackmail you like that. Or they force you to keep it secret. That means you cannot tell anyone and you have to keep it to yourself, and that makes you most uncomfortable. Secrecy from your parents or from your trusted people is the worst thing. It eats you up inside. Even small things, when you fail in an exam or you didn't give a test, that secret also hurts you. This hurts you even more. If someone offers you gifts, or they trick you, or they encourage and motivate you to do or consent to do something inappropriate. I'm using the word inappropriate, that means it is not the right thing to do. So then what are good touches? How does the same touch become good? You feel comfortable with it. It's natural, it's short, it's light, it's simple, it's a good intention. That touch is in an appropriate area. Now when your mother or your teacher pats you, she does not pat you for being good in a bad area, in a private area. She touches you on your back or your head or maybe even your cheek. The touch is light and brief. Okay? Clear? Right? So you've given me some lovely situations. I'm going to take a few more situations and see how you respond, what it means to you. Ready? So I'm going to read a situation and you will tell me whether it is safe or unsafe. Ready? Okay. Situation 1. Your friend gives you a high five when he sees you during lunchtime. What's high five? Like this, na? Okay. What's it nowadays? Is it still high five or something else, or fist? High fives. All right. So is this a safe touch or a unsafe touch? Raise your hands and I'm going to ask. Okay. Yes, you. And why
it's
is
a
it
safe
a safe
touch.
Why? Is it a safe touch?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it a safe touch? Why is there no risk in it?
Because the person is
Louder.
not touching you unnecessary
Because it's not unnecessary and it's a brief,
and friendly.
light touch. Okay, next situation. You meet a new student at school and you two shake hands. Now, is it a good touch or a bad touch? Okay, let me see who hasn't answered as yet. All right.
Ma'am, this is a safe touch.
Why is it a safe touch?
Because it's not a bad. The person is not touching with a bad intention.
How do you know it's not a bad intention? How do you
Because
find
it's-
out the difference?
Because it's a friendly person and of my classmate.
Not good enough. I want some more addition to that answer. Remember, I told you 4 things. Light,
It's a
Not-
light touch, friendly,
not
and
groping.
short.
Short. Okay, and no pressure.
Yes, ma'am.
But if the same person holds your hand and does not let it go, then
It's a bad touch.
it can become a bad touch. Not always, but it can become a bad touch. And
Yes,
then you
ma'am.
want to remember that this is not a good idea. Okay, let's see another one. So any staff from the school, okay, this is regarding other than teachers and other than students, you also have staff in school. So it could be anybody, hai na? So any staff member, they call you on some pretext and they say come to this an area where nobody is there, not many people are there, and he asks you, touch me. It could be any person, it could be male or female, boys or girls. Students can be boys or girls, and they say you must touch me here. So they are forcing you, or they are telling you, they are not touching you, but they are asking you to touch them. That is the situation.
Ma'am, it's a bad touch.
Why is it a bad touch?
Ma'am, because he's telling you to touch him an inappropriate area.
Okay. So it's a bad touch.
Yes, ma'am.
And you feel uncomfortable. What do you feel about it?
Ma'am, I feel uncomfortable.
Are you scared?
Yes, ma'am.
You can get scared.
Yes,
I think he also wants to add something. Yes.
Ma'am, because ma'am, it is a bad touch because ma'am, he is forcing us first, and ma'am, second, ma'am, no one will say to touch me or touch myself in a good intention. It will be always in a bad
It will
intention.
be a bad intention, especially when they take you to a lonely place. They don't need to touch you. He's not a doctor. He's not from the medical room. He's not supposed to be doing that to you. Okay? So if suppose he's from accounts, or he's supposed to be from the office or from the front office or anywhere, that is not his job to touch you, and you know it. And can it happen to boys and girls both? They can force boys and girls both the kinds of students to touch them? Or is it only girls or is it only boys? Both, right. So it can be for both the kind of children, both kind of students can be forced into this kind of a behavior, and it's a bad time. Okay, let's see. Your mom and dad hug you with love and affection. So they're holding you tight, they're loving you, and they're patting you because they care for you. So is it good or bad? Okay, yes.
Ma'am, this touch is a good touch because our father and mother hug.
You're feeling comfortable. Who likes to be hugged? It means everything is good in my life. When my parents hug me, I feel my world is good. It feels safe, it feels loved, it feels nothing is wrong. So in all the situations, hugging by somebody, your elder brother or sister or parents, feels very nice. You feel strong. So love of your loved ones is very nice. Good. Another one. An adult who knows your name, they know your name, tries to grab your hand to bring you into their vehicle. It could be a car, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a van, stating that they are bringing you home today. Is this a good situation or a bad situation?
Ma'am, unsafe touch.
Unsafe situation. Why is it unsafe?
Ma'am, because we don't know him or her.
But he knows your name.
Ma'am, but we
He
don't
called you
know
by the
them.
name.
Ma'am, but we don't know them.
And suppose you know them. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's a friend's friend. Maybe it's daddy's friend. Maybe it's mommy's friend. Maybe it's a market shopkeeper. Maybe it's a chemist. Maybe it's from the beauty salon, the milkman, the vegetable vendor.
But ma'am, we don't know him very well.
You
that
don't
he's
know
a
him very
good
well?
person or a bad person.
And does he normally come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Does he ever come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Is he allowed to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Did anybody tell you that he will come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
No. So then why is he coming to pick you up? Doubtful intentions. So something unusual, which doesn't happen, which is not routine, which is not authorized, which is not by permission of your parents, and somebody picking you up is unsafe. And what is the risk in that? It could be, it could be kidnapped, or it can be abused, or in any way, right? So that's, you're right, okay? And it doesn't have to be an unknown person. That is the risk part, okay? So another one. Your teacher taps you on the back and wishes you a safe journey. So is that situation good or bad? Is that touch good or bad? Safe or unsafe? I'm going to use the word safe. All right, you.
Ma'am, it is a good touch because the teacher don't have any bad intentions and she is just praising us.
And she's wishing your safety, and it needs to be light.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Not prolonged,
Yes,
short.
ma'am. Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
And you can just speedily.
And ma'am, we are not feeling uncomfortable.
And she's not dragging you in any wrong
Yes,
place.
ma'am.
Good. One last one, okay? Someone you do not know in the park. You've gone to the park. How many people have started going now in the park? It's hot, but it's great fun. Even I like to go to the park. Someone you do not know at the park attempts to touch you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. Sometimes it gets dark, you're playing for too long. Sometimes your friends have already gone home. You're waiting to go home. Maybe you're on the way out and you find a stranger and they touch you and they make you, at least they try. Is that a safe or an unsafe touch? Okay, who has not answered? Okay, all right, you answer.
ma'am, she's unsafe touch because ma'am we did not feel ma'am comfortable, and ma'am it's ma'am he or she has a bad intention because ma'am we does not know his intentions. So, and ma'am it is not necessary touch, ma'am it's unnecessary. So ma'am that is ma'am unsafe touch.
Good answer. So she's saying it is not necessary that that person has to touch you. There is no relationship, there is no business, he is not supposed to. है ना? So it is just completely out of the blue. So you know that this person's intentions may not be in the right place. Okay? So you must understand the difference by the location, the type of touch, the reason of the touch, the intention of the touch, the length of the touch, the hardness, the unknownness, and that's how you will make out the difference between a good touch and a bad touch. Clear? And I want you to continue to share your knowledge with friends who have doubts, with your friends, with your family, with your sisters, brothers, and your other people.
Okay. So, how many of you feel like it is really important that we should give this education? And this was really very important session, because most of us, like even like I am having kids, but so I feel when I go through this, like the sensitiveness, the sensitivity of this topic is really great. Okay, and it is really important that we conduct such kind of sessions, and you will see that if we make it interactive, those are more impactful. Okay, yes, very important topics, useful for all age children. Correct. So elementary, it felt it. It's vitally important. Yes, obviously, because the rules those are involved, and nowadays it is grown. Okay, we all know those things. Okay, so the note for the teacher, it should be conveyed to the students that gestures that are traditionally normal or good can become bad. For example, if a handshake that this we discuss upon, okay, so this is the main thing, that is this activity. Okay, second session, self touch, non touch. The teacher draws on the board an outline of a boy or a girl, dependent upon what kind of class they are teaching in. Okay, suppose if it is like only for boys school or only for girls school, you can follow this. Okay, the teacher then shows students volunteer to come up and mark an X places where others should not touch them. Examples of places with an X should be areas such as chest area, pelvic area, underarms, upper thighs, bottoms, as well as the mouth and face. Okay, so you can draw this, or you can have a printed version of this, or a huge like paper. Okay, so you can have it handy. So every time you can go just ask them to pin up. Okay, you can have certain pins if like in the like if you have that kind of facility where you can put it up and pin it up. Okay, or just put it in the cross, or you can draw it on the blackboard. Okay, so this activity is there. So this session is to engage students in thinking about what information is important to know for their own safety. This session will be a review of the content transacted earlier and give students an opportunity to start thinking about what they would do if they found themselves in one of these situations. Teachers should refer Annex 7, okay? Smart ways to keep yourself safe, and review the content. Teachers should highlight the key points given in the box below and read below the content listed, okay? So smart ways to keep yourself safe. Body, you are the boss of your body. No one is allowed to hurt you. Private parts, it is never okay for anyone to touch or look at or talk about your private parts. Hugs and kisses are nice from people you like, should be gentle and short. Gifts, refuse gifts, sweets, money, others in turn for something that makes you uncomfortable. Secrets about touching are not okay. Tell a trusted adult. Say no. Use refusal skills loudly when someone breaks the touching rules or asks you to do something that makes you uncomfortable. Okay. Shout and get away. Practice shouting when someone tries to hurt you or touch in a way that makes you confused, scared, or uncomfortable. So this is all what you will be reading out, telling on them. Tell trusted adults like parents, teachers, or grandparents if you are worried, confused, or scared by someone who tries to touch or touches you. It is never your fault. It is never your fault when someone breaks the touching rule to hurt you. Even when you can't say no or get away or afraid to tell an adult, you didn't ask to hurt. You didn't ask to be hurt. Okay. So these are all the things that you will be going through and you will be telling them. So note for the teachers again, for more signs or indications of possible sexual abuse, as well as information about legal provisions and resources, see Annexure B. That's already there. Okay, note for the teacher, be sure to emphasize the last 3 points in the box given above. Okay, shout and get away. Literally, you should make them feel. Okay, so like shout and get away. During the tell review, be sure to encourage the students to think about 1 or 2 adults in their lives, what they would talk to if anything happens to them. So just ask them like who are the persons whom they will refer to or go to or tell to. Okay, so this is very important because mainly like at times children may feel like they do not want like to tell their parents, but they may have someone who maybe their grandfather, grandmother, or someone whom they really want to tell the secrets. Okay, teachers should emphasize the importance of speaking up and talking to trusted adults. It requires bravery to speak about such things, but students should think about how it helps themselves and others from becoming victims. Also emphasize the first point in the box, that is body, and remind students that they should feel in charge of their own bodies. Okay, so these are the notes you just need to, before conducting the sessions, you just need to refer and you will be conducting the sessions. Okay, so we'll just see the video again for this. Just give me a second.
So some of you had mentioned that touching in the private parts is not safe, right? Everybody believes that? Okay, so let's see which are the private parts in a boy and which are the private parts in a girl, and some of them may be common. Okay, so I have a chart here which shows a girl's body and a boy's body. It's a simple chart, and turn by turn will you help me to come and mark which is the unsafe areas? All of you will help me? Okay, so we'll go row by row and you will come and mark the unsafe areas. Okay, who would like to come? You come, please come. So put a cross in the girl's body from here, come here, yes, which is the unsafe area in a girl. Very good. Okay, so that's the chest and the genital area, right? Okay, very good, thank you. Somebody else would like to join? Yes, you come. Will you come? Yes, come. So which are the unsafe areas? Let's continue on the girl's body. Which is an unsafe area? Continue to put a mark on the face. Yes. Is it the mouth also? Face and mouth both? Very good.
And the back part.
Okay, and the genital area and the upper thighs? Is that also unsafe? That is the knees. Can we go higher? This is the upper thighs. What about underarms? Is that unsafe?
Yes, ma'am, it's also unsafe.
Unsafe, right? So underarms is unsafe, upper thighs is unsafe, chest is unsafe, all right? The pelvic area, which means this entire area, yes, and genital areas, right? So all these areas are unsafe for girls. Good, thank you. Let's see for the boys now. Let's see the boys' body. Now, yes, you can come. Would you like to mark a cross on the boys? So this is the genital area of the boys. Underarms, very good. Mouth again, and face. Even face, we don't want anybody doing an unsafe touch. What about upper thighs? Let's cross that out. Underarms, crossed out? Good. So the genital area the underarms, the upper thighs, the face and the mouth. Okay? So, this is the unsafe area for the boys. Thank you. Very well done. So, we have seen, and even if you are young, even if you are older, these areas should remain covered. Okay? These are your private parts and this is only you have the authority on your body. So, these are the unsafe spots of touching. This is what you mean by somebody makes you touch them, or you are forced to touch somebody else, or they touch you. In both situations, this is an unsafe situation. Clear? Yes, okay? So, be careful about this. You have the power, you have the right, both. It is your body, you take ownership, you take control. If you look after yourself, nobody can harm you. Just in case it still happens, we will have some more reasons, some more methods to get out of the situation, which we will learn very soon. Okay? In spite of your best intentions, sometimes because of bad friends, sometimes you get tricked, sometimes you are unaware, sometimes it was in a hurry or a mistake, and you might end up in a dangerous, unsafe situation, suffering unsafe touch. Let's see how we can escape that. So, it is a lovely age to learn these things and the right age to know what is appropriate and inappropriate without feeling embarrassed. If you feel there is a risk, if you feel confused, you can ask your teacher. Maybe in one class you have not understood, maybe there are more doubts. You can ask a parent, you can ask a trusted adult, a grandparent, a known person, or you can ask somebody who is your elder brother or a sister and they will explain. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask. All right? So, our next part will be how we can overcome, how we can have smart ways to get out of poor situations. Ready for being smart? So, smart ways to keep yourself safe. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
All right? I am going to read it loud and clear. Remember, this is about your body. You are the boss of your body. No one is allowed to hurt you. It's your body. Okay? Private body parts. You saw the chart. It is never okay for anyone to touch or look at or talk about your private parts. So, no touching, no looking, no talking about it. Nobody else. Hugs. Hugs and kisses are nice from people you like, but they should be gentle and short. Okay, not long and tough. Gifts. If somebody gifts you, refuse it. So, you refuse gifts like sweets or money or favors or anything, any such things, in return for something that makes you uncomfortable. So, refuse gifts if it makes you uncomfortable. Secret. Secrets about touching are not okay. Tell a trusted adult. Anybody you trust in your family or grown up, you can talk about it. Do not keep a secret. Say no. We've learned the NICE, N-I-C-E, that is how to say no. Okay? You learned that in the beginning. So, you use that NICE skill or refusal skills loudly, clearly when someone breaks the touching rules or asks you to do something that makes you uncomfortable. Okay? Say no. Again, a very important one. Shout and get away. Shouting is something that people generally stop what they are doing. When you shout loudly, clearly, so that somebody else can hear you. Practice shouting when someone tries to hurt you or touch in a way that makes you confused, scared, or even uncomfortable. So, the moment you feel that somebody is touching you badly and you are uncomfortable, shout and go away. It always helps. Tell. Don't keep secrets. Tell a trusted adult. Tell somebody this happened to you. It could be like trusted like parents, teachers, grandparents. If you are worried or confused or scared by someone who tries to touch you, even when you cannot say no or get away or afraid to tell an adult, you didn't ask to be hurt. So, which means it's not your fault. So, don't blame yourself. Remember these smart ways and you can remain safe. Any questions? Anybody? Yes. Yeah.
Ma'am, what if someone we believe or someone we sure that he will not do us and does the thing?
That is the good question. That is the most dangerous one. First of all, how did you know that his intentions have changed? By the signs that we spoke about, right? So you have to tell another adult about it. You say no to that person emphatically. You also tell about it to somebody else that you trust. You shout and get away because you don't want it to happen. You don't agree to that person. Known people can also change their intentions, and that is a very dangerous situation. But recognizing that that person's intentions have changed is your first smart way of learning. And then doing something about it, like talking to another adult, not keeping it a secret, saying no and getting away by shouting or screaming and telling that this person is trying to trouble me, is your best way of doing it. Just because he is known does not mean you have to agree to get hurt. That's your right to be safe. Thank you, and I hope you understood some things. Thank you for listening and wishing you smart life and safe life. Thank you.
Okay, so just give me a second. Yes. Okay, so how many of you think that the sessions are easy and you can also conduct? What needs to be followed? Yes. So I have opened the chat for everyone and everyone can have a look at that chat. Okay. So how many of you feel that you can easily conduct these sessions? Because these are very easy to do sessions. Yes. Very nice. It is very easy. The reason is let me tell you, only again and again, I've been emphasizing on certain things. Even the earlier, yesterday's trainer, if you see, she's Kalyani. Okay. And she is a great trainer. She's a psychologist also. And she herself, if she's the author of this module, instead of like just conducting like that, she's also referring this book, this manual. So we all need to ensure that whatever are told, we need to follow that and we need to speak it loud and refer that manual, nothing else. You just need to have that printed and some charts and all. You can always make that and just reuse that and you can easily conduct the sessions. Okay. So tomorrow is going to be a very wonderful session that is on drug awareness. So tomorrow's session, don't miss, because that is a drug awareness for 6th, 7th and 8th students. So that is going to be an important session. So I have sent you all a Google form to be filled in the group. Okay. I'm sending it here also. Just give me a second. Yes, I've sent it here also and in WhatsApp also. So I would just request everyone to please open it now. And just there are certain things that you need to answer, because these are like, okay, for us to understand and make tailor-made approach towards it. And we will be coming up, like as I told you all, we are planning to have a digital. How many of you would be interested in digital addiction? Yes. How many of you would be interested? Yes. Can you please type yes, yes. Soham says yes. Lipika says yes. Dhanraj says yes. Sathi says yes. Doctor. Yes, so many. Okay, everyone is saying yes. Okay, great, great, great. So she's going to be a great digital coach in that. Like she's she's doctor. Okay, she has done her homeopathy and we are planning to have that session also. So that is the reason I have given you this feedback form. And also we need to know certain things so that we will another Google form we will be providing you. As I told you each and everyone at the start of the session, that we will be giving you, and we'll be still on this Google form. Based on that selection form, you will be writing a paragraph like why you want to join Rotary. Okay, so in that second Google form, not this one, the another one that I will be giving you probably on the 8th session or 9th session. Okay, so on that form you need to mention all the details, and we will be selecting 10 people out of you who will be joining the Rotary. Okay, so obviously those who are interested, it's not like compulsory. Okay, so only those people, those who will be interested, so we will be selecting 10 people out of that. Yes. What is option 1 in Google form? Okay, let me just check it. Just give me a second. Okay, what is option 1? Oh, I don't know. You can just skip it. I'll just clear this section. Not an issue. You can just keep that. Not an issue. Okay. Next is occupation. Okay. You can specify others. You can specify, no need to follow the other also. So you just write something in that other. Okay. So it's about digital addiction only. And also like how many of you are like, you can just put it in the chat box, who are counselors or have businesses and you need automation, like WhatsApp, you have to do multiple people, you want to send multiple messages to other peoples, and you are to your clients. And yes, counselors. So I have been helping peoples in terms of like formulating, helping them in business automation and all those sorts of things. So you can just visit my LinkedIn. I haven't given you probably. Okay, so I'll just give me a second. Let me just check it out. I'll send you my LinkedIn link also. You people can follow also that. Just give me a second. Okay, so links are here. Yes. So these are the links. I'll put it in the chat box. Yes, you're a mind and memory coach, yoga trainer. Great. So in case like if you people are very much interested into business automation and you need WhatsApp automation, so WhatsApp CRM or something like that, if you want to know, then you just put it there, because we will not be discussing or on for everyone, because it is not relevant actually. Okay, speaking on this forum, because I want only to cater to those skills, so we'll be getting in touch with only those peoples. Okay, so we do not disturb other peoples in doing this. Okay, so that is the reason we will be having that session at the end. Everyone is welcome for that session if they want, because they will be learning a lot of things. And someone has asked me about the presentation part, like that presentation they want to learn. So if you see that presentation, you will really like it, and I'm sure everyone must attend it. Okay, if you are interested into starting your own counseling business, because people have knowledge, but they do not know how to convert that knowledge in a proper, like, structural way. Okay, so if you see that, if this program itself, how properly designed it is. Okay, the authors. Okay, all the credit goes to all those authors. Yeah, right. So if you see those kinds of things, like, it is so beautifully made. If you have so much knowledge, and even you can conduct such kind of, or you can frame such kind of things, and how to do that, I'll be telling in my counseling business masterclass. Okay, so only if you'll answer these Google forms, we'll get in touch with all those, and we'll keep that session at the end. Okay, once the course is over. So whoever is interested can join that masterclass, and you will come to know like how you can start your online digital counseling. Okay, how to make a product. I have designed my own framework. Okay, so that is called as Tri-C framework. Okay, some of you already are my students, clients, those who are done my courses. Okay, so they know me very well, and they are familiar with what kind of delivery I give. So they are really happy, and that is the reason they are always with me and still with me. Okay, so just fill up the forms. Okay, and we are done for the day. Oh, that's great, Sonia, to know that I'm a POSCO. You are a trainer, POSH trainer, POSCO. Yes, great. Formfield, fantastic. Thank you. I run an NGO in Delhi. Formfield, great, great. So let us know, like, so we can collaborate, because we want like people of similar goals to just we connect, so that we can have and make an impact positively on our people, our new generations, and outside the world. Nowadays, digital addiction has become a bigger thing, believe me. Okay, and the screen times minimum, I think it is like, okay, one who's having a smartphone, uska minimum screen time is 3 hours to 4 hours. Okay, so you can imagine, like, some people are using it more than for like 7 hours, 8 hours, and you see the office hours. Okay, so like people say like, okay, I'm using it for official purpose, I'm using for this. Even I do that. Okay, I can even admit that, because I need to be on the for my businesses and all those kinds of stuff. We need to be like, we are using for official purpose. If we minus that, then what is our screen time consumption? That also we need to be aware of. Okay, so this is how we all need to learn, and we'll be learning this as we go ahead. Okay, yes, I'm thinking to create awareness about addiction in Jaipur, all over Rajasthan. Would love to collaborate on that point. Great, Nitin. Nice to hear about that. As a mom, I can talk at least to my kids and their friends. Oh, great. Yes, similar goals. Great. So it is helpful. Why I did this? Okay, and I have given it, like, we are not charging you. Okay, so those who are paid for the drug awareness only, I'm giving it. We are giving these sessions free. The reason behind that is it is important that we understand that as a parent, as a teacher, as a concerned citizen, all these things also. So that is the reason we are giving it. Yes, those who want the certification also, then we have made it chargeable. And believe me, the amount of money Faberminds has put in, like, we have not recovered. Okay, so let me be very frank with you, because the charges that we are charged for this session, the course was very minimal. Okay, in our next sessions, like next program, we are trying to get it recovered by we will be charging around 1,511 rupees. So it is my humble request to you all, if you can just promote those who can attend this program, it would be great. Like, at least we will be like having more people joining this force, and also we will be having like some monetary benefits also. Okay, yeah, sure. So I will be sending you the link. So I would just request everyone, at least 10 peoples ko to aap bhejo, ki at least they should join, because you know how the lovely program is. Even parents can join. Okay, at least that is important for them. They can understand it. And the cost, you will see, like, it is like 1,500 is like, two people having a pizza, or 3-4 people having a pizza at least one dinner. Okay, but the information is so important. Okay, so that is what it is. So I would just request you all to please send it, make it in your contacts, send it in your societies, in your WhatsApp messages, each and every. Please do that, because that will help for us and this cause also. Okay, so thank you everyone. That was a great time having with you all. And tomorrow's session is very important, and we are starting with drug awareness, and that is the third session, the third module, and the last module for the 6th, 7th, and 8th standard. Okay, so next modules will be for 9th, 10th, and 11th standard, and then the parents. Okay, so we will be continuing on Saturdays and Sundays also. Okay, so because we need to be on time and we need to finish, because we'll be starting with our new batches, and we have certain other courses also going on. Okay, so that is the reason. Okay, great. Yeah, I will be going through, because everything all these chats I will be going through. I will be getting in touch with few of people. Okay, so I do have all your numbers, and we will certainly make a very positive impact. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we have mentioned that whether you want to get associated with the Faberminds, okay, or as a job, as a part-time, or as a freelancer, whatever it is, just put it. Okay, please put down the details. Yes, we can, Jyoti, we can collaborate, certainly. Okay, we are looking forward. We are having big plans, but we are just a growing one. Okay, it's just a startup. Okay, though the company was made into 2 years back, so but still I'm fully focusing it on now. Okay, so I would just request you all to like make it viral, that like most people join this, because this is our main initiatives. Next will be like digital addiction, and third one will be the mental health. Okay, so mental health support. Many people do not speak about mental health. The reason behind that is that all the, like, if you get physically wounded, people come to know, but the stress, the anxiety, though, even in spite of being high, people are unable to recognize those signs, and that is the reason mental health is also important, and we will be working on that also. Okay, me being a counseling psychologist, I understand that very well, and the therapies and the techniques that need to be implanted, like we can incorporate. And many of you are already doing that. I know that you're clinical psychologists. We have doctors here, we have a psychiatrist here. Okay, so all of those are there. Okay, we are going to have like on our platform also. So like we have Dr. Kruti with us, so she will be leading our digital addiction, and you will be coming to know come to know about her, and all the details. We'll be planning a session on that. Okay, so we are having other people's also on our platform. We have neurologists also on our platform, so we are going to grow. So we have bigger plans. Let's hope by God's grace we'll be able to do that. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you so much. Yes, if you have any questions, I would be love to answer those. Yes. Females talk a little bit, but men never talk as a taboo of being strong. Correct. Mental health is a big issue for men. Yes, sir, for Saturday. Don't worry, if you can attain, please attain. Okay, those are also going to be life skill sessions only. So tomorrow sessions, those who are into drug awareness, please do not miss. Okay, and Saturdays and Sundays sessions will also be on these things, and we may take, like, if you allow, then we'll speak to each and every one of you. So if you allow, we can start our sessions earlier. I'll put that in group for Saturday or Sunday if it is feasible for you, and you people can join earlier, or we can shift the time. I will be giving a poll, and we can decide as per the poll. Okay, noon time. Okay, festival time. Okay, I understand Ganpati festivals are there. So let me see, like we'll just plan it out. Okay, because I know you people are loving it, and I don't want any of you to miss the sessions. Okay. Yes, please start early. Okay, because other people's now, like these were the work days, and most people are working. Okay, they are having clinics, they are having jobs, or whatever that may be. That is the reason we needed to start at 8 o'clock. Festival time, need break. Okay, we cannot give break right now. Okay, so don't worry. I'll do something. Let me just check it out. But I cannot promise everyone. Okay, so those who will be missing out, I'll see if I can have a rearranging session for them for particular those session that is missed. Okay, so I'm not committing now, but we'll have, like, we have been, like, we are here for you. Please try to understand. We will be there to help you out. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, the session is over. Thank you, and I will thank you everyone. Please go and fill the Google Forms. I want everyone to fill that Google Forms. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you.